Hello, everybody, and welcome to another special edition of MKE Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
And I'm Ross.
And we have a special guest with us today in Mr. Tyler. Tyler, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Yeah, so you might have heard just different account on Instagram, Nosy Neighbor Brewing. So we're home brewers right now. Josh and Ross were kind enough to let me join their channel and join in on some of these Christmas beers. So pretty excited for that. Thank you guys for letting me join.
Absolutely.
Tyler being an avid brewer and have had some great stuff from him. He'll be able to school us here a little bit on the channel as to what we're trying. So welcome to day 1 of 24 here in this Advent calendar season. I'm hoping to not have any Helles lagers this year, but we don't know. We don't know. In fact, both of these guys know what we're about to drink tonight. I have not yet cracked my box. It's right back here. So I think we're just going to go ahead and do that right away and see. Oh,
real quick. These are from Three Cellars. Let's just kind of plug them real quick, and we'll make sure we'll tag them along the way. But this isn't Three Cellars. It's a liquor store up near Josh in the Falls. And there's another location, I think, in Oak Creek. Is that right? Or am I thinking the wrong? Yeah. Yep. So I did this one last year. It was great. I'm glad we're all doing it together this year because I think you guys will really enjoy the beers that we get.
Yeah, I saw Ross do it last year, and I was like, I have to join this year because the beers you were pulling out of that box were like super impressive. So
yeah, they're really good. So
they did tell us that this year's box is even better than last year's was. So
awesome.
We will see. We will see. So all right, let's dig in here. I'm going to pop open tab number 1. And ooh, that's harder to get open than I thought it's going to be. One hand.
You could just stand up and do it.
Oh, it's way down in there.
Yeah.
Oh, I need Ross's little hands.
We were talking right before we got on here. I said my hand got stuck getting in there, so now Josh gets it.
Oh, wow. So we've got Last Christmas from Eagle Park Brewing Company. It's a Belgian-style quad, bourbon barrel age.
Bourbon barrel age. So wow. I looked all over the can. I don't see the ABV on here. Looked it up.
14.
Tyler, did you look it up?
14.1, something like that?
14.1.
Yeah.
So just like last year, they're starting us off with a nice big beer to get us going.
Right up you guys' alley. Far from a Helles.
Far from a Helles. Yes, that would have been funny, though. If Three Cellars had watched our videos last year and stacked this thing with a Helles, that would have been great.
I was kind of hoping Jenny told them just to give you a Helles to start.
That would have been pretty classic, especially live on camera. That would have been awesome.
So also brewed with dark Belgian candy sugar and orange peel, which, I don't know, is that standard for a quad? I would think not.
I have no idea.
I've never brewed a quad.
The candy sugar, yeah. The orange is probably the Christmas theme, you know?
That could be. That makes sense. This is why you're here, Tyler.
Okay,
add these wonderful sentiments to what
I have to
doing.
Contribute somehow. You know?
Yes. Thanks, Tyler. All right. So Last Christmas, even though it's the first Christmas day of Advent. So let's crack this thing open.
A sentence.
Don't judge me, Ross. Should pour out what, a dark golden color?
So while we're pouring, I can tell you the backstory on this because I was actually at Eagle Park on Black Friday. This is so they have a This Christmas, which is out right now. This beer, which is Last Christmas, was last year's This Christmas that they put in barrels. So really confusing. They have a This Christmas and a Last Christmas. This is last year's This Christmas, and it is Last Christmas. So
I like how they do that. Like they get it with booze for breakfast and everything. I think that's a cool idea how they just kind of throw some in a barrel and keep it out for next year. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Last year's This Christmas. That is dark.
It is.
Nice dark caramel color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can
Fairly
barely see
opaque. through
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty opaque.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not the most appealing color of a beer I've ever seen.
Not.
But whatever.
Well, and not a lot of head. It dissipated almost immediately.
Yeah.
All right.
A little nose on it.
There we go.
Oof. You can definitely smell that bourbon and candy sugar right on the nose. Like those are the two big things that hit you right away. Little orange peel, little citrus.
Little citrus, kind of like a caramel note to it is what I'm getting. That's probably the candy sugar, but
yeah, that bourbon and like that malt kind of combine and give you almost like a brown sugar citrusy kind of smell, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Smells tasty.
That's good.
That smells good.
Let's try it out.
All right.
Cheers, gents.
Cheers.
It's so malt forward that it almost hits you like a barley wine right up front, more so than a quad, and then it finishes like a quad. It's very, very interesting. It's very unique.
Yeah, it definitely has a good amount of spirit forwardness to it, but it smooths out quickly. It's still present, but it's not like burning all the way down. It's like a warmth, you know, which is perfect for a Christmas ale.
Yeah. No, this is really good. I really enjoy it. I think it's a full flavor. I think you guys nailed the kind of flavor profile on the palate really well. I do like you guys kind of said, I do like how it like changes that profile as you kind of go through and you come to get two different beers. The barley wine's a great call. Like I didn't think about that. Like it tastes really good. It's just I'm not picking it. It's definitely got that barley wine kind of like kick up front.
Yeah, this is really solid. It's a lot more carbonated on the palate than I felt like it was going to be coming out of the can too, which actually I think sits really nice with this beer too. I've never had this. I've never had this Christmas or last Christmas or last Christmas is this Christmas. What did we call it? I can't remember. But this is solid. This is a really, really good beer.
Yeah.
Definitely not that traditional quad though. I mean, this is got a spin to it that takes it way out of that realm, I think.
Yeah, usually when I think of like a Belgian quad, I think of like a lot of like dark fruit, kind of figgy flavors. There's a nuance of that in here, but it's definitely, like you guys said, more of like a malt driven flavor profile than maybe like a traditional Belgian quad.
Yeah.
And I think the orange peel kind of cancels out some of that dark fruit that you would get from a normal Belgian quad. It kind of adds that kind of like more like flavor, like citrusy kind of ness instead of that like darker fruit that we normally get.
I wonder how much
good. So
I wonder how much the barrel is playing into that too. The barrel and the bourbon notes that are coming through with this, kind of kicking some of that up and taking over some of those characters, because it is pretty. It packs a punch in here. It's not super strong, but it's for sure there. And
I will tell you that on Black Friday I had this year's this Christmas, and it's far from this. So if that's the same base beer, I think you nailed it. Of the character from the barrel, the spirit, all of that completely changes it. You know, the experience is a lot different than this Christmas. So
now I want to try this Christmas just to kind of tell the difference and everything.
Yeah, for sure. We should try to find some. I'm sure they have it this Christmas. Sounds like they do. So 5-point scale, Tyler, being the newbie to the show, where are you putting this? If you're going in Untappd, going to rate this thing, where are you putting it?
Yeah, I think, first of all, I think it's really, really good. It's very solid. I love, especially at this time of year, the spirit forward, warming kind of alcoholic, higher ABV drinks. So I really like it a lot. I'll give it a 4. I think it's really solid. I think that there's some features in it that could be amped up, but overall, like, would I grab this during the holidays? Absolutely. I love the barrel character and the spirit. So I'm going to give it a 4. It's a solid 4. I really enjoy it. So
nice.
So I'm just going to agree with Kyle. I'm going to say a 4 also. I will say, if I were to buy this, like, this is not what I was expecting it to taste like. It tastes very different from what I think of a quad to taste like, based on everything we've already said. So it kind of throws you off for a second, but what you get out of it's still very good. So for like maybe a Belgian quad, it doesn't hit the mark, but for the beer it is, it's really good. And to Tyler's point, not that we don't drink barrel-aged beer year-round on this channel, but it is even better this time of year. So I really enjoy it, and this is definitely something I would see myself getting again. So I think a real solid 4.
In the spirit of what this is, right? I think to your point, it does not necessarily fit the exact flavor profile that you would expect just from the can and understanding the style. But that being said, when you take a sip of this, it tastes like holidays. It tastes like Christmas time. It tastes like sitting in front of the fire and listening to Christmas music and getting a little drunk off some good beer. And for that reason, I'm actually going to give it a 4 1/4, just a slight bump up from you guys. I'm somewhere between 4 and 4 1/4, but with the Christmas spirit in mind and literally the spirit in my mouth, I'm going to go 4 1/4 on this one. So I think this is a really good beer. A hell of a way to start.
Yeah,
that is for sure. 24 days of beer from the Three Cellars Advent calendar. So fun stuff. Tyler, hey, thank you for coming and hanging out tonight. Looking forward to getting you on a few more of these as we push through the month. We've got 23 more of these episodes coming at you. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. We are also on Instagram. Thank you. It's always the one that I forget. We're also here on YouTube, so like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're looking for good beer in the Kenosha area at some point in time, look up Tyler. Tyler, you want to give us the details on where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, Nosy Neighbor Brewing. Go ahead and look that up. And we have some fun beers coming out too, so just keep track of what we're doing during the holiday season. But thanks again for having me on you guys' channel. This is a good time.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep.
Bye-bye.